Alright, yo, what up everyone? Welcome back to my YouTube, Twitch, Kick, and Rumble channels. Make sure you guys subscribe, follow, make sure you guys put comments, not just during the live, but after the video, or during, like, if you guys are watching this on YouTube, Rumble, whatever. Make sure you guys put comments down below. Any critical, or not critical, any critiques that you have for me, good or bad, put them down in the comments below. Um, yeah, let's get on with more Python. Learning Python on Boot.Dev, right here, Boot.Dev. And we are doing the first course, Learn to Code in Python. I'm almost done. I'm at 135 of 179. Chapter 10 now. Let's see, out of technically 12, but there's 14 parts, so I'm counting 14. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more of these courses or whatever lessons left, or 1, 2, 3, 3 lessons, one practice, one quiz. If you want to be technical, anyways, this was the backend developer path, Python and Go, learn to code in Python. The other course, the DevOps course, the only different one, well, this has pretty much everything that this course has. So the one I'm doing has the same subjects, except for the only one that I cannot see is this one right here. Learn logging and observability and AWS. All the other ones are, you can see that the backend path also has it. Unless they implement it in a different way, then I can't speak on that. Learn to code in Python, learn Linux, build a bookbot, learn Git, learn object-oriented programming, building asteroids, learn functional programming, build an AI agent, learn data structure and algorithms, build a static site generator, learn memory management through C. Personal Project 1, learn Go, learn HTTP clients, build a Pokédex, learn Squeal or SQL, whatever you wanna Squeal. Build a blog aggregator, learn HTTP servers, learn file servers and CDNs, learn Docker. It says learn pub sub architecture is not on the other one. Capstone project, learn how to find a programming job. Anyways, you guys could go to boot.dev, just look at their main website, boot.dev, and then you could check everything out yourself. All their courses that they have and planned courses, because they're not done training. This is where, like, if somehow you finished a certain course, then you want more practice on the course, you could do more training. Let's see, community. They have their own YouTube, so you could literally see them go through all their courses that they've made so far and completed. The complete playlist that they have by the people who like make each section. They're the ones that do the course and then go through it, so you guys can visually like watch the video and learn, kind of like a pre-recorded video from a teacher in college, whatever. Try to do it alongside of them. You guys could also download a Python fucking editor, or you could go to like something like Replit. Let's see, Replit. Build apps and sites with AI. Ignore that AI part. Let's see, Replit products, agent design database for work. Is it Replit? Fuck, I don't remember what it was. Code editor, whatever. You could get an online code editor and just do Python or whatever they suggest. This everything is on the web, so you guys don't have to I don't know, fuck with your computer download shit. So it's all web based, and if you pay for the goddamn fucking plan, You guys can even do it on your cell phone or tablet, whatever. All of the above. Let me see. Let's continue off Python. All right, all right, all right. Dictionaries. Dictionaries in Python are used to store data values in key value pairs. Dictionaries are a great way to store groups of info. Hey girlie, what you chewing on? Did you get a treat? You got a treat, huh? My brother probably gave her a treat. You better eat the rest of your num nums. She be going on strike until she gets like a treat. Use curly braces. Add key value parts. Car equals brand Toyota model Camry year 2019. Here the car variable is assigned to a dictionary. This right here. In curly braces. Containing the keys, brand, model, and year, the keys corresponding values are Toyota, Camry, and 2019. The assignment. Complete the get character record function. It takes a character's name, a server level, and rank as individual inputs and returns a dictionary with the following key strings: name, server level, rank, ID. So now I gotta create and return a dictionary with the keys above. Okay. Assign each of the four inputs to the matching key, i.e. the name, the string name, and then the name of that, I think, yeah. Oh, wait. Okay. Next, we need, let's see, next we can't have two characters named Blood Warriors 123 on the same server. 3. For the fifth key ID, create a unique value as follows. Concatenate the name and the server inputs with the pound or the hashtag in the middle. For example, given name equals Blood Warrior 123, the server equals server 1, then the ID field would be set to Blood Warrior 123 server 1. Tips. You can return the dictionary directly without assigning it to a variable. I recommend using the F string to create the ID field. This is the best practice. And then this will take you to the python.org. Python.org has all the docs. Table contents, let's see, Python documentation. What's new in Python? What's new in Python? Summary, new features, other language changes, new modules, improved modules, optimizations, removed, deprecated, build changes. Yeah, this every language has its own documentation and shit. This is how you guys can actually learn everything for free and not pay to go to college. Just get on this bitch, start learning shit, read and start doing, and then do some YouTube tutorials. And if you don't wanna like buy a course like this, although for a year I paid $350 for Boot.Dev, and it's gonna pretty much uh, go through some of the like not condensed or detailed, but it basically help you with the fundamentals and shit. If you do this alongside college, if you're in computer science or computer engineering, just like I am, then it's good to fill in the gaps of the knowledge, any knowledge gaps that you will get, or if you pass or if you pass a semester of a class, and you haven't done it for a year or two, like I did, and you forgot about Python or whatever language, then you could you could do it that way. There's a bunch of other shit, not just Boot.Dev. There's Codecademy. There's other places. Just Google shit or ChatGPT it, Gemini. Use AI to look for shit. Anyways, uh, create and return a dictionary. Get character record. So I'm gonna name it record. And then put that equals to all right. Create and return a dictionary with the keys above. So it has to have all of these. All right, name server, that, and then colon Toyota. All right, so I'm gonna have to put a bunch of colons and then name, and then go down. Oh nope, go back, go down. Put a colon server. Go down. Keep doing that. All right. Label. When I pronounce the V, my accent fucking sounds like a B for some reason. I was born here too. I don't know why I have the Mexican accent when I speak English and American accent when I speak Spanish. It's fucking weird. But it's funny. It's funny, but it doesn't go away. Anyone that knows me knows that. That's funny. Enter, go down. ID. Alright. I think I completed the first one. It says create and return a dictionary with the keys above. Oh wait, do I have to return the dictionary somehow? Hmm. Oh, okay, so hold up. Did I have to I'm just gonna say did I do that correctly? And the answer is no. Let's see if how I can explain what I'm doing wrong. It will. Um, it says it looks like you have the right idea for the structure, but there are a few syntax and logical hurdles to clear. First, looking at your syntax area in the output, Python requires a specific characters to separate different key value pairs inside a dictionary. If you have multiple items in a list or dictionary, how do you usually? Oh, I forgot the comma. Stupid. All right. Oh wait, no comma there. How about now? There we go. Oops. All right. Second, for the ID key, okay. The assignment asks for a unique string that combines the name and the server with a pound in the middle. Currently, you are assigning the variable ID to that key, but ID hasn't been defined yet. How might you use an F string to combine those two variables into a format name and server? Name pound server? Lastly, don't forget that your function needs to return the dictionary once you finish building it. Alright, so right here I'm just gonna put return record. And then I have to do something like name and server right here. Ooh, okay. Okay, ID, and then I put the colon. Wait. Um, says assign each of the four inputs with the matching key, i.e., name. Um, okay. Next, we can't have two characters named Blood Warrior 123 on the same server. So, for the fifth key ID, create a unique value as follows. Concatenate the name and the server inputs with a pound or hashtag in the middle. For example, given name equals Blood Warrior 123, server equals server 1. Then the ID field would be set to Blood. So do I have to fucking define it over here? I have to and server uh, before the dictionary. So I'm gonna ask it, do I have to define the name and server before the dictionary? Uh, comma, and then concatenate. You can certainly define the ID string before the dictionary. That is often a very clean way to write it. Looking at your latest code, you fixed the common issue. Great. However, you are still running into an error because you are trying to use the variable name ID that hasn't been created yet. To fix this, you can create a variable name before the dictionary called like unique ID f string first part second part. Okay. So yeah, ask the right questions and it will help you out. See, AI is a tool that will be able to help you guys figure shit out and learn faster. It's like a teacher or a mentor or whatever. It's quicker than trying to look shit up like correctly on YouTube or something, or if you don't have like a IT or a tech techier, savvier person near you that you know that can help teach you at any time you want, whatever time of day. First part is gonna be ID, and the second part is gonna be server. right? Then inside your dictionary, you would assign that variable to ID key, ID, unique ID. Alright. Alright. Now, does that help clarify how you might combine name and server variables before putting them into record? Um, how might you use an F string to combine those two variables? Did I, am I good there? For the fifth key, right here, okay, concatenate name and server inputs with that in the middle. Name is Blood Warrior. Name server. Concatenate name and server. Okay, so there we go. That's it. That's all I had to do. Alright, now let's go back to the very beginning. Complete the get character record function. It takes a character's name, server level, and rank as individual inputs and returns the dictionary with the following strings. Alright, so name, server level, rank ID, just... okay. And then our first one, we had to create and return a dictionary with the keys above. All these. So record equals squiggly brackets, so name, server level, rank ID. And then number 2, it says assign each of the 4 inputs to the matching key, i.e. name. So basically colon name, colon server, colon level, colon rank, colon unique ID. This is different because as we just recently did, unique ID equals the F string and then squiggly brackets, alright, with the pound or a hashtag in the middle. Should I say pound? Hashtag is 2 syllables, so I'm just gonna say pound. Unique ID equals F string name in squiggly brackets, pound squiggly brackets server in the squiggly brackets. Alright, and then use the unique ID that I created and put it right here for ID, because that's what it wanted for the fifth key. ID create a unique value, so that was my unique ID value as follows, and it literally tells us name and server concatenated with the pound in the middle, name server. So this is what it's doing in the background. Blood Warrior 123 server 1 right here. It combines them. All right, moving on. Duplicate keys. Because dictionaries rely on unique keys, you can't have 2 of the same keys in the same dictionary. If you try to use the same key twice, first value will simply be overwritten. Assignment. The get character record function takes a character's name, server level, and rank. Same as the last one. It should return a dictionary based on the given fields. Okay, so this part was done for us. It should return a dictionary based on the given fields. A developer on our team has introduced a bug by specifying duplicate keys in the dictionary. Fix the bug. Alright, is level fucking... Do I just delete fucking? Just delete one of them. This one right here. We don't need this one. No? What did I do wrong? Question mark. I deleted one of them. And then let's see what it fucking says. It looks like you've made progress by removing one of the duplicate keys. However, if you look closely at your dictionary for the rank key, oh, there's two of them. There's two of them. So let's just also remove that one. There's name, server, level, rank. Run it. And there we go. So yeah, just delete it. Because the last lesson basically told us it has to be like this: name, server, level, rank. That sounded like fucking a, a corn song. Rubber, bitch, party, don't forget the violence. Accessing dictionary. Did you guys get that reference? Do you guys listen to rock music? Corn? I'm pretty sure it's corn. Dictionary elements must be accessible somehow in code. It's not twisted transistor, is it? No, it's not. Dictionary elements must be accessible somehow in the code, otherwise they wouldn't be very useful. A value is retrieved from a dictionary by specifying its corresponding key in square brackets. Right here. The square brackets look similar to indexing into a list. Car equals squiggly brackets, make, model, Toyota Camry, print the car, make, print Toyota. So it looks for make and then it prints this out. Okay. Which kind of brackets are used to access the values of the dictionary? Square brackets. Alright, next. Setting dictionary values. You don't need to create a dictionary with values already inside. It is common to create a blank dictionary then populate it after later using dynamic values. The syntax is the same as getting data out of a key. Just use the assignment operators equals to give that key a value. Excuse me. Excuse me again. Planets equals squiggly brackets. Planets square brackets Earth equals true. Planets Pluto in square brackets equals false. Print planets square brackets Pluto. Print planets Pluto, it's gonna go to false. It prints false. Okay. Okay. So it's looking for the value given to a certain key or dictionary. Yeah, key, whatever. Assignment. Use the example below to answer the question. Full names equals Jack Bronson, Jill McCarty, John Denver. Names under slash dict, squiggly brackets. Okay. For full name, in full names, dot split returns a list of strings, where each string is a single word from the original. So name under slash parts equals the full name dot split. Splitting the full names. Okay. And it's when it splits it, it's names parts. Okay, here we update the dictionary. Names dict. Okay, names part 0 equals name parts 1. So it's names parts 0 equals name parts. So it's changing name parts. It's moving name parts to the second list. Okay, so print names dict. So now it prints Jack. Oh, okay, so it's just asking for his fucking first name instead of its second name. Name parts 0 equals name parts 1. Jack Bronson. Hmm. So just splitting the first and last name. For full name and full names, okay, so full name and full names right here. Split returns a list of strings, so it returns these strings. Each string is a single word from the original. So Jack Bronson 1 2 or 0 1 0 1 0 1. Okay, Prince names dict Prince Jack Colin Bronson, Jill McCarty, John, and Denver. 1 2 3 4. So does it do that colon shit for you automatically? Okay, which are the correct syntax to create a new key value pair in an existing dictionary? So dict, well, it has it right here, right? The dictionary equals this right here, the squiggly brackets, or equals value. So dictionary, the bracket equals value. This one. Oh, it's the same shit, right? Yeah, it's the same shit. What happens if you assign a new value to an existing key? The value updates. Key and value are deleted. Collision error. Value updates. What? Same shit, right? No, it's different. You can delete existing keys using the del keyword. Names under slash dict equals. Okay, Jack Bronson, Joe McCarty, Joe Denver in squiggly brackets. Delete del names dict Joe, so it's gonna delete just Joe. Print names dict. No, it's gonna delete the whole thing. Okay, so it's gonna delete this and this. Jack Bronson, Jill McCarty. Delete names dict. Alright, delete keys that don't exist. Notice that if you try to delete a key that doesn't exist, you'll get an error. Names dict, okay, unknown is not there. So error here, key doesn't exist. Alright, what happens if you try to delete a key that doesn't exist? You get an error. Alright, counting practice is going by pretty fast. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more. I'm more than halfway there, and let me see how I'm doing on time. Yeah, 35 minutes. Doing good. I'll be able to probably finish chapter 10, hopefully. In this one live stream. New challenge available. Fix biggest increase summary code. Alright, counting practice. Check for existence. If you're unsure whether a key exists in a dictionary, use the in keyword. Cars equals Ford F-150 Toyota Camry. Alright, so there's the dictionary. Print Ford in cars. It prints true. Ford is in car, so it's saying if it's in the list, it's true. If it's not, it's false. GMC is not in there. GMC is not in the dictionary. Alright. Assignment. We need to report how many enemies are in our player's immediate vicinity, but they want to know what those enemies are. Fix the count enemies function. It accepts as input. Enemy under slash names is a list of strings. Enemy names. Okay, so this is a list. It should return a dictionary where the keys are all the enemy names from the list. So enemies under slash dict equals, okay, enemy names, right? right? Let's go back to let's see, names dict. Okay. Print names dict. Oh, right here. When is name dict called right here? First name, last name. Alright, anyways, enemies dict for enemy name in enemy names. Enemies dict enemy name plus equals 1. Return enemies dict. Let's see what this does. It says trace back most recent call last line 72 in module. It says line 4 in count enemies. Enemies dict enemy name plus equals 1. Key error jackal Python error. Unknown. Enemy name is not defined. Enemy name is not defined. Oh no, wait. This is like a random variable enemy name. Enemy names is the actual fucking list. So enemies dict. Enemy names. Okay. If enemies dict enemy name. Maybe deleting dictionary. No. Updating. Setting dictionary values. Alright, if how to check if it's updating dictionary values. Planets, Pluto, true planets, Pluto, print planets, Pluto, false. Use the example below. Run the code in its current state. It will raise a key error. Alright. Fix the code before updating a key's value. Check if the key is already in the dictionary. If it is, increment it. If it isn't, set that key to 1 to create its first entry in the dictionary. Do I just do that? No? 4 passed, 4 failed. Alright, what am I missing? It says, I can see your code and that output. It looks like you've got the basic structure down, but there's a logical hurdle to jump. Currently, every time your loop sees an enemy name, execute the line enemies dict enemy name equals 1. This means even if you've seen a jackal 5 times already, your code tells the dictionary to set that value back to 1 instead of increasing the count. Oh. To fix this, you need to handle 2 different scenarios inside your loop. The enemy is new. Okay, you haven't seen the name yet, so you should initialize it in the dictionary with the value of 1. Alright, enemy name in enemy names. Enemies dict enemy name. Okay, so put if enemies dict enemy name. Uh enemies dict enemies um underslash dict plus equals 1. Alright, the enemies new, you haven't seen the name before, so you should initialize it in the dictionary with the value of 1. Nah, it should be enemy name. Do I have to define like a new variable for count enemies? Run the code in the current state. Okay, fix the code before updating the key's value. Check if the key is already in the dictionary. If it is, increment it. Increment it. If it isn't, set that key to 1. For enemy names in enemies, if not in let's copy this. Paste. No. How do I go backwards? Fuck. If not in unique ID, why do I? Shit. Uh. Oh wait, for enemy name in enemy names, not in unique ID. Oh. Shit, for enemy name in enemy names. For enemy name in enemy names, if not in enemies dict enemy name. Alright, enter. And then control V. Alright, I think I fixed that. No? If enemy name not in, okay, maybe that will fix it. No. All right, for enemy name in enemy names, if enemy name not in enemies dict enemy name, enemies dict enemy name plus equals one enemy return enemies. All right, let me help. All right, I see the issue in the output. You are running into a key error because of how you are checking the dictionary. Look closely at this line. If enemy name not in enemy dict enemy name, in Python enemies dict enemy name tries to grab the value associated with the key. If the key doesn't exist, grab the value associated with that key. If the key doesn't exist, it crashes with that key error. To check if the key exists in the dictionary itself, you just check against the dictionary name. For example, if jackal in enemies dict, okay, let's just put enemy name. If I is not in enemy name, enemies dict, then enemies dict. Okay, no. Um, maybe it's just enemy name. Z. Additionally, your logic needs to handle both cases right now. You only have an if statement for when the enemy is not there, though the syntax is a bit mixed up. Think about it this way. If the name is already in the dictionary, increment the existing value. Else, meaning it's the first time you've seen it, set the value to 1. Okay, if enemy name in enemy names, enemies dict enemy run, set that equal to 1. And then I put not in, right? But this one is 1 past. So plus equals 1. Else, hmm. All right. Says you're so close. I can see the code and the output, and it looks like there is a tiny mix-up in your if condition. Count enemies. Line 5 in count enemies. Okay. Take a look at this line. If enemy name in enemy names. Enemy names is the original list of strings. Since you are looping that through the list, enemy name will always be in enemy names. This causes the code to always jump straight to enemy's dict enemy name plus equals 1. Because the dictionary starts empty, the very first time you try to increment plus equals 1, Python looks for the key, doesn't find it, and throws the key error. You want to check if the name is already a key in your dictionary, not the list. Okay, uh, if enemy name and enemy names, enemies dick, else enemies shit. You want to check if the name is already in the key in the dictionary. If you changed your if statement to check enemies dict instead of enemy names, what do you think will happen? I'm not getting it. Hmm. To solve this, you need to check the enemy is already in your dictionary. Enemy's dict. Think of it like this: if the enemy name is in enemy's dict, it means we've seen it before. Increment the value by 1. Enemy's dict enemy plus equals 1. Else it's not in the dictionary. Set it to 1. What happens if you change your if condition to check enemy's dict instead of enemy names? Do I put an elif instead? In this case, an else is actually the more direct choice. You only have two distinct possibilities for each enemy name as you loop through the list. Possibility A: the name is already key in your enemy's dict. In this case, you want to increment the existing count. Possibility B: the name is not in your enemy's dict. In this case, you want to create. Okay, so only use elif if there's more than two things happening. There's only two options. Simple if else block is perfect. Using elif usually for when you have three or more different conditions to check. Try structuring it like this: if enemy name and enemy's dict. Oh, okay. So it was saying enemy dict right there. Enemy name in if enemy name in enemy's names Let me plus equals run. Okay. So basically change everything. Enemies dict, enemy name plus equals 1. Else enemies dict equals 1. Enemy, okay. Oh shit. Obitu Chino, whatever. You said, hey bro, you're doing great, bro. No, I'm not. I'm doing horrible right now. I see that. I see what happened in your latest version. You changed the loop itself for enemy name in enemy's dict. Since enemy's dict starts out as an empty dictionary, there's nothing to loop over. The code inside the loop never runs, which is why your actual output is an empty list. Okay, so I don't change this. Enemy fucking names. Okay. Since enemy's dig starts out as an empty dictionary, there's nothing to loop over. The code inside the loop never runs, which is why your actual output is empty. If you need to go back to looping over the input list for enemy name in enemy names, once you are looping over the list again, look at your else block, enemies dict. This one right here equals 1. No, this one, the else block. This would overwrite your entire dictionary with the number 1. You want to set the value for the specific enemy name. Okay, so enemy name. Okay, if you fix the loop to look at enemy names and fix the else to assign the value to a specific key, how does it look? It's not bringing it up. Return enemy's dict. Dictionary. Alright, for enemy name in enemy's dict. Enemy, uh, fuck. If enemy name is in the enemy names, uh, enemy's dict, enemy name plus equals 1. Else enemy's dict, enemy name equals 1. Return enemy's dict. I'm, IDK. Alright, I can see your latest change. It looks like you have a small mix-up between the two variables again. In this line, the for enemy name, right here, you are still trying to loop through an empty dictionary. Okay, so this one has to be enemy names. But now it's not fucking. You are still trying to loop through the empty dictionary instead of the input list of names because enemy's dick is empty at the start. The loop finishes immediately without doing anything. Alright. Now I'm back to the same shit as before. Okay, it's empty at the start, finishes immediately without doing anything. To get the code running, you should loop through enemy names. Okay. The list provided to function inside that loop. You want to check your dictionary to see if you've already counted that name. 1. Loop through enemy names. 2. If enemy name is in enemy's dict. Okay. Enemies. Okay. Uh, uh, then increment the count for the name. Okay. Enemy's dict, enemy name plus equals 1. What the fuck? I had that before. I just never submitted it to check to see if it fucking worked. Or maybe no, I didn't have that right. Maybe I kept fucking changing this one and this one. These two, I kept switching them. I just didn't notice. Fucking god. Hold up. Maybe it would have helped if I did this and just like separated the if else's like that and the return. Just so that I could like see it a little bit better. Yeah, I should have done that just so I could fucking look at it better. I need. Should I drink alcohol right now or another Coke? I'll drink one beer. All right. This is Voodoo Ranger Sweet Rye Juicy IPA, 6.5%. Nice. All right. Iterating over a dictionary in Python. We can iterate over a dictionary's keys using the same no-index syntax we use to iterate over the values in a list. With access to dictionary keys, we also have access to their corresponding values. Alright, get most common enemy's dict passed. Alright, so the fruit sizes, apple small, banana large, grape is tiny. For name in fruit sizes, size equals fruit name's name. Print string, name, size, and then the size. Okay. Excuse me. So it's gonna print name all the way down, and then the name of the fruits in the list. Apple, size small, banana size large, grape size tiny. Alright, we could have just as easily set the name variable to key or simply k. Assignment. We need to display on our player screens what the most common enemy in a given area of the game map is. Complete the get most common enemy function by iterating over all the enemies in the dictionary and returning only the name of the enemy with the highest count. If there are no enemies, return the Python none value, not a string. If there are, do I just put 0? Or do I literally put none? Return none. If there are multiple enemies with the same high count, return the first one found. Enemies dict is dictionary of name count. Example: Jackal 1, Kobold 2, Soldier 3, Gremlin 5. Alright, tip: negative infinity. When you are trying to find the max value, it helps to keep track of the max so far in a variable and to start that variable at the lowest possible number, negative infinity. Okay, max so far. You'll also want to keep track of the enemy name associated with the maximum count. I would set the default for that variable to none. Iterating over a dictionary in Python. I don't even know where to start. Okay, we need to display on our player screens that the most common enemy. Okay, okay, so this function enemies dict. Okay, let's look and see what is this. From main port run cases, Jackal 4 Cobalt. Is this is for me, isn't it? The run case is, so this main underslash test pi is to check what I put in here. Run cases Jackal 4 Cobalt 3 10 5 Soldier. If I submit the cases, it runs the cases. So Jackal 2, Gremlin 7. Then it has to say none. Def test input 1 expected output. What is input 1? Jackal. Input 1 expected output. So input expected output print inputs input 1 print expected. Oh, okay, so the yeah, this is to fucking test what I put here. I just noticed that. Fruit sizes, okay. I'm just gonna ask it, where do I start? Or how I start? Alright, it says, good question. Let's break it down into small steps. The lesson gives you a helpful tip. Start by setting up two tracking variables before your loop. One to track the highest count seen so far. Highest count. Nope. Finger placement is incorrect. Highest count equals All right, one to track the this lesson to just flow infinity for this. Um, and when to track the name of the enemy. All right, the lesson suggests this. Why do you think negative infinity is a good starting point for a max so far tracker? Alright, two variables, two tracking variables. One to track the name of the enemy with that highest count. What do you think is a sensible default for this one would be, given that the given the empty dictionary case? Once you have those two variables, what do you think comes next? Alright, equals fucking none, right? We need a display. Okay. Complete the get most enemy function by iterating over all the enemies in the dictionary, returning only the names of the enemy with the highest count. Right here, return highest. Wait, let me. Return highest count. Alright, so let's go back up here. Enter. Enter. Go back up. Tab. Tab. No. Tab. No. Where the fuck is tab? Nope. Okay, finger placement. There we go. Okay. I pressed escape. Okay. Mm. Okay, okay, so iterating over all enemies in the dictionary and returning only the name of the enemy with the highest count. So it doesn't return the highest count. It returns only the name. Return enemy name. If there are no enemies, return Python none. If if there are no enemies returned by okay, wait. Shit. Help. Save me. Says your setup and return are solid. I can see you started the loop, but the if condition is incomplete. When you write for I in enemy's dict, the variable I holds each key enemy name on each iteration. So I would be Jackal, then Cobalt, etc. Okay. Here's the core question. Instead of checking if I in, what you actually want to do is look up the count for the current enemy using I as the key into enemies. 2. Check if the count is greater. Look up the count for. Uh, I used len, right? Fuck. How do you use the len fucking shit again? Length of enemies, dict. Check if the count is greater. Okay, so wait, if length of enemies, if I says instead of checking if I in, what do you actually want to do? What you actually want to do is look up the count for. Look up the current count for the current enemy using. How do you do that though? How do you check it? Print. Print the length and enemy's dict. Right, input Jackal 4, Cobalt 3, Soldier 10, Gremlin 5. Expected soldier 4444 actual none fail. Alright, so you can see that the loop runs 4 times, once per enemy. That's correct. Now inside the loop, I is the current enemy's name. You don't need the length of the dictionary, you need the count for that enemy. You don't need the length of the dictionary, you need um, length of highest count. No. So just print fucking highest count. What? Inside the loop, I is the current enemy's name. You don't need the length of the dictionary. You need to count for that enemy. For I and enemies dict, print the highest count? No. How do you look up a value in a dictionary by its key? For example, if you had fruit sizes, how would you get the size of the apple? Apply the same idea to get the count for enemy I from enemy's dict. I need a hint. Even though you renamed I to count, when iterating over a dictionary, the loop variable still holds the key, the enemy name, not the value. To get the actual count, you need to use the key. Use the key to index into the dictionary like this. So fruit sizes equals that for fruit in fruit sizes. Size equals fruit sizes fruit. Ah, shit. Do I move? Do I count? So keep the highest count outside the loop. That's correct where it is. It needs to persist across iterations so you can compare each enemy's count against the best you've seen so far. What you need inside the loop is get the count for the current enemy. Enemies / dict count. Though renaming count back to something like name or enemy would be clearer since it's actually the enemy's name. So does that mean uh, enemy / name into the loop, or do I create a new variable? Um, Keep enemy name outside the loop too. Both tracking variables stay outside. Here's the pattern. So max of 4 float inf best item equals none. Both are outside the loop. So for item in some dictionary, value equals some dictionary. Okay. So yeah, create a value equals um, and then I get the count. So this will get the value for the key. So if the value is greater than fucking highest count, uh, then highest count equals is value. Best item would be enemy name. Fuck. Enemy name equals the item, which is count. Oh no, wait. Yeah, yeah, count. Count. Yeah, now that doesn't make sense when if you're reading it, right? I rename uh well done on passing all 8 cases. Here's a cleaner naming version. So what I could have done, let's see. Definition get most enemies dict. So the highest count equals float inf. So keep that for enemy name in enemy dict count equals okay for most common. Ah, okay, that would have made more sense. So let me copy that whole thing. That does look better. And then just so that's easier to see, I'll do this, and then I'll do that. So run, submit, it works. Okay. Key changes. Count the loot variable. Change that to enemy name since it holds the enemy's name, not the count. Value to count since it holds the actual numeric value. Enemy name, the tracker. Most common since it tracks the most common enemies found so far. The rule of thumb, variable names should describe what they contain, not what they do. Okay. Rule of thumb, variable names should describe what they contain, not what they do. Alright, I'm gonna try to remember that. Alright, let's go back. Assignment, we need to display on our player screens what the most common enemy in a given area the game map is. Complete the get most enemy function by iterating over all the enemies in the dictionary and returning only the name of the enemy with the highest count. The highest count. If there are no enemies, return Python none. Right here. Let's see, most common is where else is most common? Right here and here. Enemy name, where is it? Here and here. Highest count is where? Highest count is here, here, here. Count equals enemies dict enemy name. Highest count, these two right here. Count equals this, count greater than the highest count. Okay. Ordered or unordered. As a Python version 3.7, dictionaries are ordered. In Python 3.6 and earlier dictionaries were unordered. Because dictionaries are ordered, the items have a defined order and that order will not change. Unordered means that the items do not have a defined order. Takeaway is that if you're on Python 3.7 or later, you'll be able to iterate over dictionaries in the same order every time. Python dictionaries before 3.7 were unordered. Next. Uh, I got two more and I'll be done with the chapter. Time-wise, I'm almost at 2 hours. Fuck it. This one is gonna be 2 hours. Let's finish the whole chapter. Quest status. Fantasy Quest stores each character's progression in nested dictionary structure. Here's what it looks like. Character name, Kaladin, quest, bridge run, status, in progress, talk to style, status, completed. The values can change, of course, but the structure will always be the same. For example, another character's progress might look like this. Character name, Shalon, quest, bridge run, status complete, talk to soul, status in progress. I don't know what SYL would stand for there, but whatever. Assignment, complete the get quest status function. It accepts a progress dictionary structure defined above and should return the value of the status field for the bridge run quest. You do not need to use any loops for this task. Note, you can chain dictionary keys on the progress dictionary to access nested quest information inside another dictionary. Outer dictionary, outer key, inner key. You can chain dictionary keys on the progress dictionary to access the outer dictionary. This is a nested dictionary structure. Values can change, of course, but the structure will always stay the same. Get the quest status function accepts a progress dictionary. The progress, this dictionary has this freaking structure. You do not need to use any loops for the test. No, you can chain dictionary keys on the progress dictionary to access the nested. Do I just return fucking uh See, I hate how I can't even fucking think of how to start. If you return progress, you would be returning the entire character dictionary, including the character's name and all of their quests. The goal of the assignment is to reach deep into the dictionary and return only a specific piece of information. The status of the bridge run quest. Okay. Think of it as a set of nested boxes. The progress dictionary contains a key called quests. But how would you know? Do I have to look here? Oh, so this has exactly what this has. Okay. The goal of the assignment is to reach deep into the dictionary, return only a specific piece of info, the status, and the bridge run quest. Think of it like I said in the progress dictionary contains a key called quest. Inside quest is another dictionary that contains a key called bridge run. Inside bridge run is yet another dictionary that contains the status key you need. You can chain these keys all together to dig into the data. For example, if you wanted to get the character's name, you would use name equals progress character's name. How would you use multiple sets of square brackets to navigate through quests, then bridge run? Oh, so it's like fucking, uh, like in the terminal trying to get into a fucking, a directory? Um, how would you use multiple sets of square brackets to navigate through quests, then bridge run, and finally to status? So let's see, return status. So in order to get to status, complete. It accepts progress dictionary structure defined and should return a value of status field for the bridge run quest. You don't, okay. Um, so the outer dictionary is progress. So I need to get into multiple dictionaries to get to status. And here I put status equals progress, and then I go one at a time. Okay. So I go into quest, bridge run, and then status. Let's see, quests. Then no commas, right? I go into quests, then bridge run, DGE bridge under slash run, and then status. Okay, all right. I just gotta remember. Okay, so the variable I'm gonna name it as what I'm looking for, and then I'm gonna get the dictionary, multiple directories or dictionaries, right? Go choose the first one, then the second one, and then the third one, all in brackets, and then I'll get the status, return status. All right, next. One more. Let's do this. Merge dictionaries. Guilds can merge in Fantasy Quest. We need to be able to take two-player dictionaries representing guilds and merge them into a single guild. Assignment. Complete the merge function. Okay. Merge dictionary 1 and 2. It accepts two dictionaries as input and returns a new merged dictionary that contains all the keys and values from the input dictionaries. There are multiple solutions that use built-in Python functions, but we'll use only loops for practice. So now, 1. Create an empty dictionary to hold the new merged result. Um, let's do merged yeah, equals, no, go back up. There we go. Oh, this makes a list. So it needs to be the squiggly brackets. There we go. Create an empty dictionary to hold the new merge result. Check. Iterate over the key value pairs of dict1 and add them to the merged dictionary. Alright, so dict1, dict2. Shit, iterate over the key values of dict2 and add them to. So do I need four? I need four or two for loops. Alright. Iterate over key value pairs. Let's name it actually key pairs. And dict1. Iterate over the key value pairs of dict2. Iterating over a dictionary in Python. Okay, so in summary, let's see. for whatever in planet distances. Values in dictionary 1. Key pairs. Equals dict1, and then values. And then for values, di dict2 values. Shit. Oh wait, now I have to merge them, right? Alright, iterate over the key value pairs of dict1 and add them to merge dictionary. Alright, now how do I merge them? Merge. Split and join in Python. Oh, merge dictionaries. I'm on the fucking one. Okay. So merge dict equals merge. Merge dict1 and 2, comma. Nope. Space dict2. No. It says I went wrong on the line where merge calls itself. Merge dict equals merge dict 1 and 2. That makes the function recurse forever, which is why you got a recursion error. Couple more things. Your loops are iterating over keys, but you never put anything into merge dict. Key pairs is just storing a value temporarily. It doesn't add it to the result. What you want is create an empty dict, loop through one and copy each key into it. Loop through and copy into it. Then return. So do I not need to do this? Okay. Uh, Merge dict. Here. Key error Goku. What? They have Dragon Ball Z names in here? Let me look at it. Yeah, hell yeah! I love this one. Goku Piccolo, Goku Vegeta, Piccolo Gohan, Frieza, Majin Buu, Frieza, Cell, Majin Buu, Broly. Andrew 17, 18, Future Trunks, Kid Trunks, Dr. Jiro, Goten. Andrew 17, Future Gohan. Okay, that's cool. Uh, hell. Okay, so the problem is this line: key pairs equals merge dict values. Merge dict starts empty, so asking for merge dict Goku causes a key error. What you need instead is to assign merge dict, not read from it. In your loop, how do you get both the key and the value from dict 1 and 2? Hint, since you're looping over a dict, the loop variable is only in the key. You still need to fetch the value from the original dict before storing it into merge dict. Try replacing the read with a write, and make sure the second loop can overwrite keys from the first. Alright, so maybe I had this correct. I should have asked it for help here. Alright. Not quite yet. Right now you're only storing each value in key pairs, but you never put anything into merge dict. Okay, the key loop variable equals key. Dict1 values divided by dict2 values equals the value. Merge dict equals where you actually save it. So in each loop you need to assign the key and value into merge dict directly. The second loop should write over matched keys from the first loop. If you want, I can help you write just one loop first. Alright, good start with the first dictionary only. Ask yourself, if the current key is Goku, what should the merge dictionary look like after one iteration? What assignment syntax would... Yeah, I'm not understanding. Um, Inputs, expected, actual is just this. How do I... How do I add into the dictionary? Updating dictionary values. If you try to set the value of a key that already exists, you'll end up just updating the value of the key. So planets equals Pluto true. Planets Pluto equals false. Print planets Pluto prints false. Hmm. So I just print it? Wait, here do I have to put dict1 equals? E- Uh, do I do that? No. Alright, it says to add an entry to a dictionary, use assignment with a key. So merge dict key equals value. So I do the opposite. Merge dict. Okay, in your loop, values is really the key name. So the pattern is get the key from the source dictionary. Get its value, store that pair in the merge dict. Helpful shape is for key in dict1. Merge dict is key. So I put value. Okay. Merge dict value equals dict1 value. Oh wait, values. It is with an S. And then down here. It's telling me this key pairs is wrong. So I don't need this. And I don't need this. Oh my god! I just needed to know where this came from. Or, yeah, this. To add an entry to a dictionary, use the assignment with the key. So merge dict, which is the dictionary, key, or the value, equals value. Equals the dict1 and dict2. Wow! I'm so dumb. And that is all of chapter 10, dictionaries. And I'm still an amateur, even after all this. Alright, next is sets. Alright, and then errors, practice on everything, and then quiz on everything. I'm almost done with this shit. Alright, let's look at the leaderboard. I am in position 4 of 25 members. Yeah. I'm not gonna. I'm a top 5 now instead of like top 10. You're in position 9. I'm top 10 of the league members right here. This is daily learners. This is in total of the league 9. All right. This is top daily learners 2,773 out of that many students. Not that bad. Not bad at all. All right, dashboard. Today's lesson. Mark all as read. Let's see. All right. Turn off that. Let me turn that off. Let me go to that. All right. That's gonna be it for my stream, you guys. Thanks for watching. Hopefully we learned something together. Hopefully I retain some of this stuff. And if not, I'm just gonna keep practicing, keep implementing it. I I retained some shit from college, but not all of it, and then just doing it over and over. Repetition, eventually I'll fucking I'll be able to do it. If you stop doing it, then you will forget. If you stop doing something over time, your knowledge and shit will degrade. Anyways, subscribe to my channels, uh, YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, and Kick. All right. Search for Telco760 and you'll find me there. Search for Telco760 on Steam. We can play video games together. Other than that, yeah. Again, comments down below, good or bad, put them down below. Um, and again, thanks for watching for like the third time. I'll see you guys next time.